Hello, I'm Sensei Kakuyo, North American contributor for Buddhist Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's Dharma talk is Enjoying the Darkness. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. Recently, many people across the United States got to enjoy a solar eclipse. Some people took off work, they went to parks, they bought special glasses, and they watched the sun temporarily disappear behind the moon. The animals were quiet, the sky was darkened for a bit, and then the eclipse ended and everyone went back to their day. It was a fun, exciting time for many people, but this has not always been the case. For much of human history, people were terrified by the thought of an eclipse. As the sun disappeared behind a shadow, they thought it was being devoured by a serpent. They thought that this was a sign that their society was going to collapse. There was a lot of fear. So what's the difference between modern times and the past? Why do we enjoy the solar eclipse now, but we were scared of it hundreds, even thousands of years ago? Well, the reason, simply put, is information. Now that we understand the cause of this temporary darkness in our lives, this temporary eclipse, we're no longer afraid of it, and we're able to enjoy it as a result. When they lacked that knowledge in the past, the darkness was frightening. This is true of a solar eclipse, but it's also true of our daily life. Sometimes we think that every moment of every day should be enjoyable and fun and exciting, but Buddhism teaches us that suffering and darkness are both natural parts of life. They're inescapable. So understanding this, understanding that darkness sometimes comes into our lives, with this information we're able to respond to it without fear. Which isn't to say that it's always pleasant. It doesn't mean that we want the sun to remain behind the moon forever, but as long as we understand that darkness, that suffering is frankly just part of the equation, we're able to deal with it more wisely, more skillfully. We face it with knowledge and not fear, and we're able to respond in the correct manner in the moment. When we understand teachings like karma, the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, we better understand what brings suffering into our lives, what brings the darkness, and sometimes we're able to eliminate it. Other times, we're better able to endure patiently until it passes. But the key to understand is that darkness, while a part of our lives, is not the sole part of our lives. And if we're able to keep going, eventually the sun will appear again. Amitabha.